And Cheryl's story is a really interesting one. Like me, she bought the product. She thought it was cool. And she decided that she wanted to be more engaged with it. So she went rolling down the label and discovered that they were from Maple Ridge, called up the president of the company. One dinner later, she's been working for them ever since on a handshake deal. That's the kind of passion that people have for this kind of work, and that's the kind of passion that Cheryl's about to share with you right now from Kitchen Pick.
Well, normally I don't need a microphone. I can talk loud enough all by myself, but I'm assuming a little bit shorter, you can still hear me everywhere. Absolutely. Well, here we are. Some people look at this and simply see a potted plant. Yes, it is a potted plant, but to me it's not simple. This is the symbol of a revolution, or of evolution, in the food industry. And recently I was reminded by this. I was watching a Back to the Future movie. And in the kitchen, in a futuristic kitchen, they actually have the center of the kitchen. It comes down. They pick their food off of this, and then it comes back up. And that is pretty much, we may not have the flying cars yet, but thanks to Kitchen Pick, we do have living herbs in your kitchen. So what we have is a Kitchen Pick product that is available. It's supposed to be specifically targeted toward your windowsill, so you can enjoy it, you can pick it as freshness and wholesome as it does come off the vine in the garden. So you have your own little portable garden in your kitchen. But the whole industry, changing this industry and getting them acceptable to a product such as a potted plant. A lot of people will say that's supposed to be in the floral industry, it's not in the produce industry. Well, changing that belief is no easy feat. But the president, Steve Pelton, the person who started this company, he actually was the same person that in the late 70s created the living butter lettuce that we all enjoy now in the grocery stores. So he is familiar with how to change the industry, how to put it on its ear and change it from the ground up, or literally no ground up. So what he did was, how the inspiration came about was in Europe, he had visited some of his friends, but actually almost 10 years ago now this came from. They actually have living herbs sitting in the kitchen, living lettuces, living herbs, and it's very fun. The whole family gets enjoyed. Each individual person can pick their lettuce, pick their basil, and you can change up meals really easily. One time you can use thyme for the kitchen, for your chicken, one night, and rosemary the next night. It's an easy way to change up your meal every night. But he took this to heart. He said, I will change the North America way of thinking. And believe it or not, 7 years later, we have made several strides into the industry. It does take a long time to change people's opinions, but once, like Alana mentioned earlier, I was one of those first customers that looked at the product at Thrifty's Foods. I specifically went to Thrifty's Foods to find the product. I wasn't shopping there for everything else, but I went there specifically for this product and mentioned, I looked at the product saying, yes, it is Maple Ridge. And my contract is all by handshake, and it was a third generation farming family that interviewed me. So we have the grandfather, the son, and the husband, I guess you call him. He was the father of the family, the patriarch. So after, deciding how am I going to change this industry, what am I going to do to make this grow, it's all state-of-the-art, automated from Amsterdam. All of the machines are actually robots, therefore the humans do not touch the product. Unfortunately, we are the dirty ones, the dirty girls, yes. So in order to keep the product the safest, what we do is it's all spaced and seated on robots. It's called aeroponics and hydroponics. So it does sit on tables, it is watered. It is very cool because he has created an iPad. He's a developer on the side as well. So as he walks down his greenhouse, he can say row 23 water, row 34 water. So it's very automated, and the reason why you do it this way is in order to create a plan that allows all this product to go to the masses, you have to create a high production, low cost facility. And in order to bring a product like this, when I go to trade shows, a lot of people think that I grow this in my backyard and that I'm the president. Yes, I'm very passionate about the product because living food really does make a difference in your life. health-wise, I mean, I could go on about all the benefits and all that kind of stuff with the living plants. But it is the trip to Europe that inspired him. And why do we use living herbs, for example, instead of cut herbs? The cut herbs, as also mentioned by Altris, that when you're far away and coming from Mexico and from California, it's been cut at that point. The essential oils are the actual nutrients and the flavor of the plant. So once you cut it, you actually are losing the flavor the second that it gets cut until it gets to your hands. Now that means all the nutrients, all those cancer-fighting properties, and all those lovely items that we use that traditionally, generations ago, they would use herbs in everyday life. Herbs to create, people find it interesting when I say you can use spearmint or as Tums instead of using your normal over-the-counter antacid. So you can use spearmint, you can use all these kinds of basils. It's a known antiseptic. You can put it in salads. There's just so many different ways to involve living herbs in your life. But again, how far the plants come from in order to sustain our living is amazing. Just one second. So again, why do we do living food? Living food is fun, it's interactive. It allows your children to come in and understand where the food comes from. It makes people know that it's important to you, that where the food comes from. And the changes that we've made after all of the products have gone through for the 7 years, I think the most difficult has been convincing grocery stores that our product is not a potted plant. It is actually a produce item. It is meant to go beside the basil. In Alberta, for example, they still pay tax on it as if they're going to put it in the garden. So even the government doesn't know exactly what we do. But that's okay. We'll keep going. That's why our market we initially thought was higher-end, health-conscious people that were looking for an alternative to medicines and ways to liven up their food. But it turns out that our real market is soccer moms. Soccer moms who want to make a $2 spaghetti into a $12 restaurant-flavored meal. It's easy, it's simple, and there is really no other way to substitute a live plant. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.